Italy has become one of those European Union countries, on one hand, where the leaders talk about against, immigrants law, or introducing against immigrants law, but on the other hand, where the research shows that they do need laborers from outside. So it was today that that was said Italy actually needs in 10 more areas, where there is a labor shortage and they do need workers. Now let's get into it, and I just want to bring, as a background, where a couple of months ago in September, its Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, introduced this anti-immigrant law to her cabinet. That was in September. Now, in December, just before the end of the year, we hear that there are 10 more areas, or 10 areas actually, where there's a critical shortage of laborers. Now, Italy is not the only European Union country. Germany has said it, the Netherlands have said it, and others also have said it. It has become this political agenda, by become this, the right, on the right wing, and introducing this against immigrant law. You secure your voting card, but on the other hand, the reality shows something else. Now let's dig into it and what was said in September, and then we're gonna come back what the reality is now. So Giorgia Meloni introduced this in September. Here is what the measures or the actions she said she's gonna take, and these are the new laws back in September, and it's still practical. Okay, so increasing the length of time illegal migrants can be held, which is increased from 3 months to 18 months. Okay, and then they have also approved the construction of new detention centers to hold all those who arrive without a visa until they are deemed to have a right to asylum or are repatriated. But we all know this repatriation thing did not work out for the European leaders, as they are, as cruel as the laws are. It didn't become the implementation had become very difficult. We have seen, the back and forth, the heated debate. Now, for example, the UK, when Rishi Sunak has introduced that law. It was not him exactly, but it started before him. But he has had a hard time really to implement that, including sacking, the immigration minister of his country. Now, here is what she said, Giorgia Meloni, at that time. We will have all the necessary time, not just to do the necessary checks, but also to proceed with the repatriation for those without the right to international protection. Also, she said the battle against immigration is an epochal battle for Italy and Europe. She also said, she wants to send a message to would-be migrants. So see, here is what she says. It does not make sense to trust traffickers because they will take a lot of money, but you on a boat that is unfit for the journey, and once you get here, you will be detained and sent back. This is kind of threatening message for those, who are planning to migrate to Italy, because Italy has this border, Lampedusa. It's an island, so when it's a major place where the immigrants from Africa through Tunisia, from Tunisia will cross with a boat to Italy. Now, why I say that, immigration law has become as a voting card, this is how actually their prime ministers are getting elected, by introduce this kind of law against immigration. Okay, now this is on the left wing. Ayele said she's the leader of the opposition Democrats. So she said, she calls the increase in detention times, she calls it a hateful choice. And then she continues, she says, such measures in the past had not helped increase repatriations. So she called for safe and legal ways to reach Europe. Now, Georgia Meloni, we all know, she has got that charm of the Africans by talking about, by being harsh on her speech against Emmanuel Macron, of the president of France, on his continued exploitation of its former colonies. So, but when it comes to immigration, what you have to know is these people actually unite. Emmanuel Macron, when he faced as an anti-French sentiment in the Sahel region, when they were kicked out from Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, he actually went and collaborated with Giorgia Meloni to fight this immigration at the border, actually, before people arrive to France. So, and they kind of agree when it comes to what suits them. So we really cannot take them for what they say, when they say things against each other. Really, when it comes to Africa, they all have the same rule. Now, the propaganda versus reality, I call it. So now what is needed is actually, look, this is what is published today. Look, Italy needs foreign nationals across 10 occupations to address labor shortage. So, and these are the areas, okay? Look, according to EURES, EURES is a European Labour Authority, between 2023 and 2027, the most in-demand job roles for foreign workers are in occupations, like doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, healthcare and social service professionals, mathematics and computer science specialists, IT, the ICT technicians. This is, by the way, the same all over Europe, okay? Netherlands, the same thing. Germany, the same thing. Even in the US, engineers, engineering technicians, skilled construction workers, and restaurant staff. So they do need urgently on these areas labors. Now, look, now, the European Labour Authority said it has also pinpointed these specific professions experiencing exceptionally high demand, okay? It's all over Europe, to influence the prospectus for individuals aspiring to obtain an Italian work visa in 2024. Now, the Italian government not only introduced, these highly demanding professions, which they need laborers, but they also introduced, their law to make it very easy for those who are these, skilled migrants. Now, who are there, legally, according to them. I mean, is there an illegal immigrants? The term by itself is a very controversial term. Now, look, this is what they have done. The Italian government has dedicated itself to facilitating a smoother process for foreign workers with recent reforms comprising now a simplified application procedures, a faster processing times, and also integration and support as well to provide. So this is all they are set for 2024. Now, my thing is, my question is, on one hand, we see that these European leaders introducing laws against immigration. On the other hand, we see the reality is actually there is a shortage of labor. I mean, that's the reality, not only in Italy, all over European Union. Now, what they are saying is they need people who arrive legally there. I mean, if a person arrives illegally, as they say, maybe it could be via boat or whatever, and then if that person or immigrant is still skilled, why not, giving the opportunity to that person instead of, going and talking about, for legal immigrants and this and that. Go ahead and please share your thoughts in the comment section. This is my thought. You have already said you might be able even to train them, or, there are skilled migrants, but who arrive in Europe illegally. I mean, a number of them. So it's, what do you think of this, all these controversial propagandas by European leaders? while the reality is something else? Please let us know in the comment section. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel if you like what you bring you here. Give it a like, and then please share the video. Let's empower each other with knowledge and information, as we always say. If you want to help us further, go in the description section or in the pinned comment, and you can donate to our PayPal account. That will help us as well. But sharing also the video will help the YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much again for tuning in. It's a bye-bye for me now, and until we meet next time. Ciao.